Hello and welcome to American National Government Summer 2025 edition, brought to you by Illinois Central College. My name is Jonathan Parker. I'll be your instructor these next 8 weeks. First things first, you'll see that the syllabus is good for both sections 1072 and 1073. I record videos like these from time to time. If you see something that I'm doing on 1073's section page and you're in class section 1072, don't worry. You're getting exactly the same material. There's no difference between 1072's class page and 1073's class page. Exactly the same thing. All right. My email, Jonathan.Parker. All I'll say here is make sure you spell my name right. That's been a problem. People have sent an email to JOHNATHAN, for instance, and been mad when 2 weeks later they haven't heard anything from me. And I never get the email, so we'll just leave it at that. My name is spelled right here and here, and I think in about half a dozen other places that you have access to. Office hours, I always hold office hours by request over the summer semester. I am not on campus, so office hours are done virtually. So email me at the above address, this above address, and we can set something up via Zoom or other electronic means. If you have questions, comments, concerns, please let me know, because chances are that about 5 or 10 other people have the same question, comment, or concern that they'd like to voice. Remember, teachers cannot read minds, although that does seem to be a superpower the public think we have. I won't know that you're having difficulty unless you tell me. Reach out if you need help. I'm available by email otherwise, and will endeavor to get back to you within 1 business day of your inquiry. So if you send an email on a Monday, I get back to you by a Tuesday. Modality, that this is just boilerplate language. Academic Affairs gave us a long while ago. Course description, you don't need me to read that to you. General information, same thing. Now here's the fun bit. You don't have to pay 1 penny for the book. The URL is right here. Here's a direct link to download a PDF. Make sure you hit Control and click with the mouse, and here you go. This is our book for the next 8 weeks. Don't worry, we're not going to read all 726 pages of it, but here it is for you to have for as long as you want. Yeah. So the next 8 weeks. Anyway, maybe save it to your desktop. Might be a good idea. Virtual handouts provided by the instructor. We might get to these, we might not. Washington's Farewell, I'm definitely going to have you read. Course policies. We will use regular Canvas submissions, just in the normal way that you have for every other online class you've taken, to turn in work. When we use Canvas, to turn in an assignment, my preference is for you to turn your work in as a Microsoft Word document. All right, that means I know that the school gives you a free suite where you can do all sorts of wonderful things. Type whatever it is up on Word, save a single document to your desktop, turn that document in on Canvas. All right, I've had way too many problems with PDFs, as I say in the next section, but even having to get students permission to become an editor, to look at the work, it hasn't been the greatest experience. So if you could just turn in a Microsoft Word document, no frills, no anything, that I can look at, mark, and you can see after I finish grading, that'd be just wonderful. Academic citation etiquette. Cite your sources. I mean, if you use a direct quote from a book, article, website, you paraphrase a chunk of text, you present a theory, argument, opinion that does not belong to you. You need to acknowledge that that didn't come from you. All right. It takes time for all of us to develop our own original ideas. Essentially, providing correct citations allow you to show that you are borrowing from existing sources to develop your own answer, and this is perfectly fine. This is encouraged. Bibliography. At the end of your writing assignments, you are required to provide a list of sources that you have utilized for the assignment. We will use MLA 9 format for bibliographies and line citations. I know there are 1,000,001 citation machine generators on the internet. This is just one of them. You don't have to use this, but EasyBib, it's what I used in undergrad and grad school. Create a citation. Just type in something like that and it'll give you a citation. And you have to plug in some information if EasyBib can't find it. Google.com. Okay, that's the article. I just typed in google.com. There's no article title, but this is what it looks like, and then it'll complete the citation for you. And that's what it looks like with the information that I had on hand. But again, there are 1,000,001 of these, so I mean, if there's one you like, use that one. Inline citations are also expected in any writing assignments that you turn in where you have used outside sources. Outside sources I'm defining as not the textbook. So if you use the textbook, you're fine not to cite. Anything else, yes. General guideline here. If you have any doubts about whether something needs to be cited, please just create a citation for it. Don't take chances with your grade. I've never knocked somebody for oversighting something. I've just circled it if I've been in brick and mortar classroom and said you didn't need to cite this and given it back to them. There have been no point deductions, no nothing. Wikipedia is not an academic resource. Wikipedia is not an academic resource. Wikipedia is not an academic resource. Do not cite Wikipedia in any work that you do this semester. It will negatively impact your grade. How much will it negatively impact your grade? You don't want to know. Academic misconduct, plagiarism. Please visit page 24 of the Student Rights and Responsibilities Handbook. There are multiple forms of academic misconduct. To sum it up, if you choose to engage in academic misconduct or plagiarize, and academic misconduct we are defining for purposes of this class as the use of artificial intelligence. The handbook says this: based on the severity of the offense, the instructor may recommend failure for an assignment or failure for the course. Multiple instances of academic misconduct could include sanctions up to dismissal from the college. This has been an issue every semester that I've taught here. The first time I catch you plagiarizing, I will give you a 0 for whatever assignment you have plagiarized without the opportunity to redo it. And again, this is if you've given me an AI-generated whatever. The second time I catch you plagiarizing, I will fail you for the course. No exceptions to this will be made. Okay, as a rule, I do not accept late work. However, I get that circumstances sometimes do arise that might prevent you from turning something in on time. If a circumstance like an illness or death in the family does occur, please make sure you talk to me and make sure that you have proof that what you said happened did in fact happen. You have the standard 10-point grading scale, 190, 89 to 80. You're all familiar with that. Methods of presentation. The course will be completely asynchronous. There will be some lecture-based videos like you're watching now thrown in throughout the semester, and if you work your way through the modules, you're not going to miss them. They'll just be there. You'll see them. There will be a significant amount of discussion and participation included in the modules. There will be PowerPoints in the lectures and videos where appropriate. And other types of presentation styles might be incorporated later in the semester depending upon how the class progresses. Okay, so speaking of artificial intelligence, we have a statement on the use of artificial intelligence from Academic Affairs. In this course, you must create your own original work, writing, rendering, etc., to be submitted for a grade. The use of artificial intelligence, including but not limited to language engines, text spinners, image creators, chatbots, is prohibited at any stage of an assignment. Coursework that is found to be AI generated in whole or in part, and you're submitting this on Canvas, which has an AI detector, is subject to the following consequences: failure of an assignment and written account submitted to the appropriate college administrator with a first offense, and failure in course and written account submitted to the appropriate college administrator for a second offense. Please do not do this. Don't test me. People have, and it's not gone well for them. Methods of assessment of student learning, pretty basic. Tests and quizzes, 50% of your final grade. I'm not assigning any value, like say 10% to test 1, 15% to test 2. It's just all going in to one big 50% pot. So tests and quizzes, 50% of your final grade. Classwork, homework, 50% of your final grade. Classwork, homework, everything that isn't a test or quiz. So half and half. Evaluation of student achievement. You're going to have a midterm and a final. There will usually be chapter quizzes at the end of our modules or units. You will have classwork and homework as assigned. These assignments will always involve some form of writing. So here's just some news resources. I mean, it's hard these days to pick anything that's completely unbiased, completely down the center. I've tried. Some of these lean a little bit more left, right, some more center. I mean, just use your own discretion and best judgment if you go reading anything on any of these sites. I include the BBC because sometimes foreign news sources give us a more unbiased look at what's going on in this country than domestic. So miscellaneous, I don't advise taking a test and then forgetting about the material. I've arranged this course so that one topic builds on another. You'll be hearing and dealing with everything we study throughout the semester, especially federalism. Keep your notes and study. You may see questions from the first test on the final, especially about federalism. It is not the responsibility of the instructor to chase you down and make sure you are keeping up with your work. If you have to take some time away during the course of the class, you must ask me or a classmate what, if anything, you might need to make up. If you choose not to do this, do not be surprised if you start seeing a lot of zeros on Canvas. And I've had people disappear to Cancun for 2 weeks and then come back, and they've missed however much, and there's no way they can pass. I mean, there have been unexpected family vacations, bachelorette parties. I mean, I can run the gamut on emails I've gotten, especially in these summer courses, about why people have not been there. Bachelorette parties are like one of the more common ones. Bachelorette parties, just for the record, are not good excuses to miss a class that you signed up for, that you know when it starts and ends, and then make passing it my problem when you come back 2 or 3 weeks after. Attendance policy. Students are expected to attend class each week. Attendance is defined as completing homework assignments as well as logging on to Canvas. Attendance is also kept for reporting purposes for when the college asks me to mark who the never attenders and non-attenders are. When it comes time for me to determine attendance, I will look, fix that on the go, at your activity on Canvas to see when the last time you logged in was and determine what you have turned Just fix that on the go again. And on Canvas, you cannot skip or stop logging onto Canvas and not turn in your work and expect to stay in and succeed in this course. The college handbook states that 5% of classes missed during a semester constitute an excessive number of absences for a class and may merit being dropped. 5% of classes constitute approximately 1 week of classes. This will be the guideline I will use when determining non-never attenders. I've had to drop students for excessive absences and would not like to have to repeat the practice log into class. The big takeaway, keep an open line of communication with me. You're going to be fine. I'm not scary. I'm not unapproachable. It's fine. Just email me, if you need help. Again, not a mind reader. You need to take responsibility and let me know when you need help. And if you do that, you'll learn something from this class. You might even enjoy yourself. Stranger things have happened. So projected course schedule. There will be 4 modules in this course. I run it bi-weekly. I've just found that gives students a little bit more freedom and time to get assignments in and really soak in the material. So weeks 1 and 2, June 2nd through 15th. Weeks 3 and 4, the midterm exam. See, now here's the reason why you don't disappear to a bachelorette party. You know exactly when the midterm exam is going to open and close. No, I will not open it early. Then, we can go 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The final will open Monday, July 21st. The exam is not cumulative except for federalism. All right. So we're going to look at a whole bunch of things. The founding, how we got started, federalism, the 3 branches of government, which take up the lion's share, I think, of this course. The midterm, again, June 28th to July 3rd. Civil rights, civil liberties, voting, the Bill of Rights. So that's it. The course has been designed to scaffold student learning and allow the opportunity to build knowledge of the government. The estimated workload is about 6 to 8 hours a week. I inherited this particular version of the class. I've parsed it down quite a bit. Set aside 6 to 8. You might be able to get through it earlier than that, maybe 5 hours. I don't know. The disclaimer here, I reserve the right to add or subtract from any part of the syllabus as the semester progresses. I'm going to make every attempt to notify you through Canvas and or email, ICC email only, if that happens. So we're going to go back to the course page. So remember, 1072 and 1073 look exactly the same. The welcome message. Here you can access announcements. I don't have any announcements. I don't think I will. I'm more of a fan of just sending emails. Learning modules. Now here's the thing. Look at these, of course. Remember that this is a bi-weekly class, so weeks 1 and 2. So don't be scared when you look at this and see it go on for a bit. I've linked the readings, each section, really each subsection of each chapter on here. So, that's what's taking up the lion's share of space. The reason I've done it, maybe you don't have a printer, there are a million different reasons. You want to just be able to take notes just specifically on the introduction and then go back and say, okay, here is the next little bit. I don't know. There are a million different reasons, but uh, there it is. And that's what's taking up the lion's share of this um, module. So don't let it freak you out. All right, grades. That is going to link me to a page with all your names on it, and I can't do that. But the syllabus, just where I showed you, and you'll get the one that I've fixed that went through in this video. Anyway, I think that is about it. I'm sure I'm forgetting something, but if you think of any questions, comments, or concerns, please email me, and I'll be happy to either answer your question or maybe throw it out as an email to the class, my answer, because if one student's wondering, five are probably wondering. So that's it from me. Good luck, and we'll see each other soon.